Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journal channel. Today we're going to be playing with some new bits and pieces from Dina Wakley, creating a front cover for one of my brand new journals that I'm about to break into. So this is a large Dina Wakley craft journal. It's a new one because I've finished my old one, and I don't usually do this first off, but I wanted to do this for my new journal and create the front cover. So I'm just starting off by putting a layer of gesso, pretty messy, just so I can do a bit of resist work on it. I just wanted to have some bits and pieces popping through. And I'm really loving this sort of warm palette with raspberry, tangelo and mustard. It just really appeals to me. I think there's a bit of rouge in there as well. I'm just sort of painting all over to get a base coat colour on my page, adding in a bit of lemon as well. Just add a little bit of extra brightness. So this is going to be the base coat that I can then put some other colours over the top and rub through the new stencil. So there's mushy dots and painter's tape. Now, those of you who've followed my channel for a while know I am a sucker for circular, geometric stencils. They're just really handy to just pop in and add some extra texture for. So by rubbing away the paint, you can see you've got this really cool texture happening. So the way to get a good reaction with this is to make sure your first layer is quite dry, and then put the wet paint on and move rather quickly. You don't need much paint, but you do need to make sure the paint is still damp before you try and remove it. The other thing is my wet wipes are not particularly wet, so to speak. So if you have a really juicy wet wipe, maybe just squeeze it into a piece of paper towel first. If it's too wet, that's when you're going to have some bleeding underneath the stencil and so on. So just to bring back a little bit of the yellow, I'm going in with the painter's stencil and adding a little bit more of that in. And then I'm going in, these are the new Dylusions archival inks. I love having the archival inks in different colours because they're permanent inks, and you can match the colours, which is really handy. So it's a great one. I'm just going in with some white as well, just to put some white space in, because you know, it's me, I didn't have any. I am using a slightly dirty sponge. So this is the sponge I sponged on the yellow with, so it's not 100% white, but it gives that little bit of contrast onto the page. So once I've sort of got my background done, I'm again drying it off just to make sure it's all complete. So these images are from the new Dina Wakley Focal Set 2. Lots of different faces. There's moons, there's wings, there's birds. So it's a really handy one to have. I went through one night when I was watching TV and just cut out all the images. I like to fussy cut them right up to the edges. It's just something I like. I used to do the same with the collage tissues as well. I like it being nice and snug up to the edge, so it's something you can sort of sit there and not worry about. And then I put them into a tin so I can just go through and select which images I want to use. Around the border of my page, I'm using these new stamps, new stamp set called Sticks and Branches, and again, beautiful framing pieces, which I really liked, using the archival ink. I did again want to put a little bit of white in, so I'm doing what I usually do over stuff like this and just doing really scratchy doodly lines. It just helps to sort of define the image, even though they're quite bold and they stand out beautifully. I just like this effect, so totally personal choice. I have seen the wonderful Claire, who does some designing for Dina, has, because they're a little bit wider, been putting some paint and some scribble sticks into the middle, which looks really good too, so you can add a little bit of extra colour to them. But I just wanted this fairly open and plain on this page. It's just as a border to frame the middle pieces. So once I've finished doing all my little bits and pieces, then I am going to glue my images down onto the front. So I'm using my gel medium to do this. So I'm putting quite a generous coat on and then just popping them straight down. You can see I'm sort of overlapping some of them and tucking some behind. But the great thing about the gel medium is it just glues them down really, really nicely. I did put some gel medium over the top. Now, I don't usually do that. And please, please, please keep your heat gun further away than I did here. You do not want to bend the plastic. I'm just really impatient. So if you can wait and let it dry, that would be good. But you can see where by putting the gel medium over the top, it's mattified the transparency, so it's not as in your face. The other thing that I did, and it's something I tend to do with all my images, is put the whites of the eyes in and the catch-alls into the eyes, just to make them pop a little bit. To finish off the page, I'm just using one of Dina's ledger papers, cutting some little quotes and then popping those onto the page. So basically it's sort of kind of inspiring words to, you know, when I pick up that journal, I want to actually use it. And it's something I found, like, as I said before, I don't tend to decorate the front covers of my journals, but I have with my big, large Dilutions journals with a whole heap of collage, and they just look fun and they look inviting, so I pick them up and I work in them. So I'm hoping, even though I work in these journals all the time, I'm hoping I will grab for this one more because it has got this cover on it and makes it a little bit more appealing to work in. To finish off my page, I decided I was going to do a little bit of splatter, which you will see is going to go everywhere. I decided to use some black and some gold just as a little bit of a spritz over it all. So I'm using my gloss sprays in gilt and in black and just popping it all over the top. Because it's obviously still wet, I can, if it's gone too big onto my transparencies, I can just wipe it away. But again, if you're heating them up, please be aware that you want to probably pull your heat gun away so you don't want to bend any bits of the transparency. So here's a close-up. You can see really clearly through the transparencies where I've got that resist technique happening, I've got that lovely framing happening, and it's a really inviting journal cover to go and pick up off my shelf. So I hope you have a go at decorating your front covers. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.